So, you want to build a competitive Pokemon team. Well, I have a few tips and ideas that you as a trainer should keep in mind when creating your own competitive team of Pokemon, whether it's for VGC or any competitive sort of environment. When it comes to building a competitively viable team of Pokemon, there are certain things you as the trainer need to keep in mind before actually building this team. I'll split this into two parts due to how lengthy it is. Now, I won't go into details about breeding or stats. There are plenty of guides that talk extensively about that. In fact, in about 1 hour of researching, you will get all the details you need about how IVs and EVs work and why they are so important. So we'll just skip that part. What I will go into detail about is how you want to think about building your team, and tactically, mind you. Do you want to build a team that revolves around a certain strategy? Do you want to revolve it around a certain move, or perhaps a weather condition? Perhaps you want to build a team of balanced Pokemon capable of answering any threat you face, or perhaps even a team consisting of only your favorites. Either way, these are just some of the ideas you should consider when creating your competitive team, as this step will be the foundation of your entire team. The next step is to look at the available Pokemon for your team. What types do they have? What their abilities are? And do they work together? Or do their moves and abilities conflict with each other? And what are their stats? The third step is to think about the battle format you'll be fighting in. Will it be singles or doubles? Because that also affects how you will build your team. Now, to use an example of these first three steps, I'll use my Snow duo that I've used quite well. Snowflake and Icicle, my Alola Ninetales and Sandslash. As you can see on screen, Icicle has a high attack and defense stat, and even though her speed isn't the highest, remember, her ability doubles her speed during a hailstorm. As for Snowflake, her speed is very high, and her spell attack is respectable, allowing her to challenge most Pokemon respectfully. But remember, I said these two are meant to work together for my team. That's why I called them the Snow Duo, and here's why. Snowflake's ability is Snow Warning, which turns the weather into hail the moment she hits the field, while Icicle's ability is Slush Rush, which doubles her speed when a hailstorm is in effect. With Snow Warning, I don't need to set up the hail in order for Icicle to get the advantage of her ability. I use these two in doubles, allowing my Icicle to attack extremely fast and very hard using her strong physical attacks such as Icicle Crash from the start of turn 1. With Snowflake as her partner, Icicle can deal with the most dangerous threat my team may face, while Snowflake can either support with Aurora Veil, a move which boosts my defenses when it's hailing, or go on the offense and finish off whoever Icicle doesn't knock out in one hit with her high speed. The only thing that outspeeds my Sandslash are Choice Scarf Pokemon and priority moves such as Fake Out. As Snowflake has a very high speed stat, very little outspeeds her, enabling her to get the upper hand in many fights. The only thing I have to worry about are very tanky Pokemon or Pokemon resistant to my attacks. Moving on to our next few steps, the fourth step when building a team is move coverage. What this means is making sure your competitive team of Pokemon each have diverse sets of moves to cover as many conceivable types of opponents as possible. The fifth step to consider when team building is comboing moves of your Pokemon, and making use of your Pokemon's moves to get the most of any situation. The sixth step of team building is giving your Pokemon the correct items for what their role in the team will be. To demonstrate these next three steps, I'll return to Snowflake and Icicle again. One of the most dangerous types my two Snow Pokemon face are Fire-type Pokemon and Fire-type moves, and of course abilities that lower my attack, like Intimidate. This means the most dangerous threat my team faces under these conditions is a Pokemon like Arcanine, which is a Fire-type Pokemon and has the ability Intimidate. To counter this, I give Icicle the move Rock Slide, a move which Arcanine is weak to, and brings the risk of causing my opponent to flinch should he try to stay in. To counter the Intimidate, my Sandslash also has the item Choice Band, which increases her already impressive attack stat by 50%, which mitigates the Intimidate attack stat reduction by one stage. If my opponent brings in a fighting type Pokemon to hit my Sandslash, a type my Icicle is also severely weak to, then Snowflake my Ninetales has Icicle covered, as she knows the move Moonblast, and she's got the Fairium Z Crystal to power down any fighting type Pokemon that threaten my Sandslash. To protect my Ninetales from any Steel type Pokemon, Icicle knows the move Brick Break, and for type moves she knows Icicle Crash and Iron Head, which increase in damage because they're the same type as her, Ice and Steel. For my Ninetales, Snowflake knows Aurora Veil, as said, to offer additional protection should my two Pokemon need it. She knows Moonblast and has Fairium Z as said before to deal with fighting types and dragon types, Blizzard to deal with any flying dragons and grass type opponents, and finally Extrasensory to deal with her remaining threat, poison types. That's it for these first 6 steps to building your own competitive team. In the next video, we'll talk about the final step and actually go into full detail as to how I would build a competitive team using these two as a starting base for my team. Until then, stay tuned my fellow tacticians.